Okay, so we'll begin as always sitting on the bed, on a chair, on the floor. So most importantly, make sure the base of the body is relaxed. So whether that's feet crossed on the floor or feet flat on the floor if you're sitting down. So we'll take a minute or two just to tune in, become a little bit more present in our bodies before the practice. So take a minute to yourself. Hands resting down as always, shoulders released. So just feel the weight of your shoulders pulling away from your ears. And then make the spine nice and long. So the head should be above the heart and the heart above the hips. So we've got that nice, long, aligned straightness of the spine. And you may close your eyes softly if you like, or just gaze softly in front, whichever feels better. Allow the skin on the face to become softer. And we'll take our attention to the breath. So we're not going to change the breath just now. I just want you to pay attention to how your body is naturally breathing right now. So become aware of the inhale, that little pause then just before the body releases and exhales. Another gentle pause and the inhale again. So just following that rhythm of your breath. Just taking these few mindful breaths at any time during the day can completely change your day. So think of it frequently throughout the day to just stop and take a few mindful breaths and enjoy that joy of breathing, particularly with everything that's going on at the moment when people are really struggling to breathe. So enjoy and be grateful for the joy of breath. Ease of the inhale, the joy of the exhale. So staying where you are, I want you to take the deepest breath that you've taken yet today, all the way down. And as we release it, we're going to release it like a pressure cooker. So we're going to release it with a shh, like an SH sound. Okay. So we're going to do about 6 of these. So you'll find that as you exhale with that sound, shh, it's a very slow exhale, but it empties everything completely. So deep breathing in through the nose. Then hold it and release. Till every last gasp is out. Take it in again through the nose, inhaling. And like a pressure cooker, then releasing. Continue that. It's almost like you're letting off steam. So if you have any steam to let off, it's a nice way to release it. Take one more like that, a really deep breath, filling up the lungs completely. And in your own time, releasing it. Really nice. Okay, relax then. You can open your eyes. I'm going to start loosening the shoulders. Welcome, Cynthia is in there. So hi, Cynthia. Okay, so hands on the knees. This time we're going to turn the hands around so the palms rest down on the kneecaps. We'll start with the right arm. So with the inhale, what we're going to do is take the right arm and lift it up. But we're going to take it up really mindfully, taking the fingers like this behind the ear and then just reaching up like that. So nice and gentle to begin with. And when you get to this point, we're going to inhale again and reach a little bit further. So really stretching that right side of the body. And then on the exhale, just slowly letting that arm melt down. So really mindfully aware of that lovely letting go and softening down of the arm. So we'll try it on the left side. Take the fingers up behind the ear as you inhale. Holding it here softly and release the air. And then an inhale again to just reach a little bit further, stretching that whole left side body. And then to release again, very slowly. Feel the release of the shoulder down into the elbow, and then eventually letting the lower arm come down. Okay. Let's go with both arms now. So inhaling, lift them above the head and a little bit back. Keep them soft. Release the air. On your next inhale, reach a little taller. And as we exhale, we're going to twist a little bit towards the right, allowing the left hand to rest down onto the right knee and the right arm down onto the floor, right hand. So now we're facing the right side, sorry. So we're going to hold it here for a couple of breaths. So we don't need to twist too far because we're going to start nice and gently. But if you feel like your body wants to twist a little bit further, you can ease it around a little bit more and look over the right shoulder. But here is just fine. So pulling up on the spine then from the tailbone. And just taking a couple of nice deep breaths here. So there's a gentle twist in the lower back. Inhale again, we're going to take those arms and fingers in behind the ears, turning towards the center, lifting. Release here. Reach again. Inhaling, and on your exhale then turning to the other side, bringing the right hand now to the left knee, left hand behind, pulling up on the spine, giving a little twist and resting here. Again, if you feel like your body's able for it or wants a little bit more of a twist, you can inhale, straighten up, and exhale to twist a little further. Inhale to raise the arms again, last time, coming back to the center. Reaching really high, and as you exhale then enjoy that nice melting down of the arms again. Okay, now we're going to take the hands together and interlace the fingers and just release the wrists. So just making a little circle with the wrists one way and then the other. Okay, let's take the fingertips now and rest them on the tops of the shoulders. Okay, elbows facing down. We're going to bring the elbows together. So look, kiss the elbows together. And as you do, you'll feel that lovely widening of your upper back. So giving the lungs lots of space. So just enjoy that nice stretch, feeling the shoulder blades peeling away from each other. Keeping the fingertips on the shoulders. Breathe into the upper back. Keep the elbows down low. Right. Okay, now we're slowly going to bring the elbows upwards, pull them apart and take them either side of your ears and have the elbows point then vertically upwards. Hold it here. And in this pose, you'll feel that lovely stretch from the point of your elbow down into your armpit and then from the armpit all the way down to your waist. So really stretching and opening up the side ribs, side lungs. And then we're going to finish the line of the elbow. So draw a line away so that the elbows come back a little bit, drawing the shoulder blades in together, like you're pinching a pencil between your shoulder blades, really pulling them back. Again, just be careful if there's any injuries in the shoulders, be kind to your shoulders. And then finishing the line by allowing the elbows to come down and feel the weight of the elbows, like you're really tagging weight in the center of your elbows, drawing the shoulders down so the neck is nice and long. Okay, so we're going to do that again, but this time with a bit more fluidity and with our breath. So as we bring the elbows together and lift them up, we're going to inhale all the way, and then exhale as we bring the shoulder blades together, open the chest wide and come back down. And again, inhaling, elbows together, straight up. Exhale, bring the shoulder blades together and down. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Really nice. Okay, and relax the shoulders. Okay. Bring the shoulder hands back onto the shoulder blades again, onto the tops of the shoulders rather. And this time just letting the elbows fall wherever they fall, nice and gently. Okay, and then we're going to drop the chin down towards the chest. Again, imagine you're pulling out of your sit bones so the spine is long like a pole, like a column. And then by dropping your chin down, you're widening the neck and that connection between your upper back into the spine that travels up the neck. Then leaning the head back a little bit, opening the throat. And we just continue that. So it's like you're nodding yes, back and forward. A couple like that. And then we're going to say no. So twisting the head left and right. Okay. Release the arms down and take them behind. So you're going to have your hands like on their fingertips. So like tent-like hands behind your back. Roll the shoulders back. Be careful not to lean right back. So try and keep the spine nice and straight. Roll the shoulders back and then pressing the hips forward. So it's like the cobra pose, but you're sitting up, lifting the chin up. So you can feel that in your middle and lower back. Pushing the hips forward so that you get that nice concave in your lower back. And then come back to the center. Bring your hands into Namaste, into prayer pose. Dip the head a little bit, let the breath settle. And interlacing the fingers, you're going to push the hands down towards the floor, and on an inhale then lifting the hands up overhead. Now really draw the wrists away so that your upper arms are alongside your ears and get that nice stretch, locking the arms out, pressing towards the ceiling. Inhale. And as we exhale then, release the hands down onto the floor as far out as they'll go, just down onto the floor, and dip the head down so you're getting a bit of a rounding of the spine. I don't know if you can see that. So all of the time, be really aware of how it feels in different parts of your body. So for this particular pose, we're enjoying, again, that upper back stretch, filling the lungs with air. And then walk the hands back. We're going to take the legs out in front. So straight legs, I'll go to the side so you can see. Okay, so we'll work a little bit on the ankles and hips now. Shoulders nice and released. You can shake them out a little bit if they feel a little tense after that. And then legs out straight, toes pointing up, and we'll give the ankles a little bit of a rotation. One way and the other. Okay, what we're going to do is bend the knees and just come to lie down for a second on your back, and we'll release the knees. So settling down on your back, knees bent. Let's take the right leg up into the air and hold behind your thigh with your hands interlaced. And just slowly bending and straightening that right leg. And then rotate that leg at the knee, so drawing circles with the foot, keeping the knee bent, rotating. Let's change sides now. So lifting left leg into the air, bending and straightening at the knee. Then drawing circles with the foot, so imagine the big toe is drawing a big circle. And release that down. Bring the arms out wide across the body and just let the knees fall one way and the other, opening out the outside of the hips. Left and right. Right. Now draw the knees in towards the chest and place your hands on the knees, and we're going to roll up and roll back. Roll up if that feels good, and roll back, and get a bit of a swing going so that you're massaging the whole length of the spine. You can hold on to the backs of the knees, make it easier. Rolling back and forward until you get a nice swing, until you come up to sitting. That one always feels nice. Okay. Good, all right, so body feeling a little bit more energized and a little bit lighter, the joints loosened up a wee bit. So we'll come on to all fours now. So position yourself, as always, nicely aligned with the knees under the hips and the wrists under the shoulders. So what we're going to do in tabletop pose, this is as opposed to cat or cow. Tabletop pose is when the spine is nicely aligned. So we're going to imagine our tailbone running up the length of our spine and then into the neck. So rather than looking up or looking down, just gaze straight ahead, straight down at your mat, so that the neck part of the spine is also aligned with the rest of it. The toes are pointing away, so press the toes down, or the fronts of the feet rather, press them down into the mat. And look down at your hands and make sure that the fingers are spread wide, so your hands should be like starfish hands. Again, helping to distribute the weight of your upper body. Now what we're going to do is, I want to make sure first of all that the arms are rotated. So it's the inside crease that we talked about before. The inside crease of your elbow should be rotating to shine out in front of your mat. So you know the way we can rotate the upper arms from the shoulders, rotate them out so that inner elbows are shining forward. Then we're going to curl the toes. So you're just tucking the toes into the mat behind you, heels pushing away. And then we're going to inhale. And as you do, press into your hands and let the lower ribs sort of move upwards and inwards. So it's like a gentle rounding of the back. And as you exhale then, lift the knees off the floor, clawing the mat with your fingertips. So you'll feel the lower abdomen engaging now. So knees off the floor, pushing away into the heels, still gazing down at the floor. One more breath. And slowly release the knees back down onto your mat. Sit back onto your heels. The toes can stay tucked in, and just release the wrists in a little rotation. Good job. Okay, let's come down again. Once again, we're going to try that. So bringing the shoulders over the wrists, starfish hands, toes tucked in, gazing straight down at your mat, spine nicely aligned. And as you inhale, just roll the ribs upwards and inwards. Press into the hands, particularly into the fingertips as you claw the mat. And as you exhale, then lifting the knees off the mat again. Straight arms, really pressing the yoga mat away from you. Nice deep breathing. In and out through the nose. Feeling that lovely strength in your upper arms and shoulders, and then slowly, as you exhale, come back down. Sit back on the heels and rotate the hands out. Okay, bring your hands back down in front of you. You're going to bring the toes together now. So on all fours, toes together, and then bring the knees out as wide as your mat. And then slowly sinking the hips down onto the heels. So if this is too much and you feel that it's just not going to happen for you today, slip a little blanket in between the hips and the heels. Let the hands slide out in front. And take the hands as wide as your mat as well, or even just off your mat. And let the chin or the forehead settle down onto the mat. So the knees are wide. The arms are really wide. The abdomen sinking down towards the floor. And the back and the lungs wide open to receive air. So lots of space in the back. And let your breathing settle there. Slowly start to bring yourself up from that position. We're going to come to standing now. So however you get there, take it easy, move slowly, easily. So some nice standing poses now. From last week and the week before, you will remember we did a Trikonasana or triangle pose. So we're going to do that one again. We're going to add in something a little surprise at the end of that to challenge us. Okay, just hope that that camera is. Yeah. Okay. All right. So is it in focus? Yeah. So we're going to take the legs a little bit wider. So like last week, we're going to bring the legs about as wide as our elbows are. And then draw the shoulders away from your ears and then back a bit as well. So you can feel those shoulder blades coming together again like a little pinch. Okay, palms are facing down towards the floor. And we're going to turn right foot 90 degrees. Left foot follows, so the left heel kicking back a little bit. We're going to inhale here. And on the exhale, then leaning forward and taking hold of that right ankle. The left arm displays vertically up with the fingers like starfish again, looking up. And just watch this hip. The left hip wants to fall forward. So we're going to draw it back if we can. The left shoulder also drawing back. So this lovely, wide, open, spacious chest and back. Shoulder to shoulder, nice and wide. So stretching up through those fingers. Keep breathing. So there doesn't have to be any method to the breathing as long as you are breathing. Very often we get caught up in making the pose looking good and we forget to breathe. So the most important part of any yoga class is breath. Don't worry too much about the postures as long as you're breathing deeply. Okay. So here's what we're going to do as the little surprise. We're going to look down towards that right foot and bend the right knee. Let the left arm swoop down just to give you support, put the fingertips on the floor. With your right hand then, bring it forward, up and away from your foot. And again, tenting those fingers. And now we're going to take the back foot. If this feels okay for you today, if it doesn't, don't worry about it. Taking the back foot off the floor, straightening now the right leg. And then if you feel okay, open out with that left arm. So we need nice, strong legs for this. So straighten the front leg to give you support like the trunk of a tree, opening out, and then exhale. Take the left hand back down, bring the back foot back down onto the floor to allow you to slide back into triangle pose or trikonasana. Looking up. And inhale, come up. Exhale, bring the hands onto the waist. Really good. We'll try it the other side. So if it doesn't feel good for you to balance, that's okay. Stay in trikonasana. So turning the feet now, left foot 90 degrees, right foot turning in. Turn the hips to face back out, bring the arms across, palms facing down. So feeling nice and long and strong in your body. So at all times, remembering to lift the spine up towards the ceiling, up towards the sky. So inhaling here. Now with a nice loose exhale, taking the left hand down to meet the left ankle. Again, don't worry if the hand doesn't come all the way to the ankle. If it comes to the shin or the knee, that's still you're getting this beautiful stretch, this lovely opening. And also, if it doesn't feel good to turn the head to look up towards the sky, that's okay. If you feel more balanced, you can look towards the floor. So remember that lovely breathing. Opening the shoulders wide, opening the chest wide. And then looking towards the floor, we're going to bend that left knee, take the right hand to the floor. Left hand then comes out and away from the foot, so to the top of your mat, a little bit off center from your foot and out to the front. And then taking that back leg up in line with the hips, toe facing down. And if you feel strong enough, then opening up. I'm very wobbly this evening. So holding it here. Lift the leg so it's parallel to the floor. And use the breath to anchor you in your balance. Exhale to come back down, both hands, keep the front knee bent. And we're going to come back to trikonasana, so taking the hand to the ankle, raising that right arm up vertically, straight legs. And slowly inhale to come up, hands on the hips, and then walk the feet in towards each other. Great. Okay, shake out the legs a little bit, well done. So that one can be practiced. Okay, so feet together now. Interlace the fingers. We'll just, again, give a nice stretch to the back and shoulders. So we're going to inhale as we lift. Exhale, press the hands down towards the floor. And now we're going to inhale as we lift both hands and both arms alongside the ears and take the right foot out to the side. So just a little more than hip width apart. Inhale to press the palms towards the ceiling, and on the exhale, then you're going to lean to the left, to the right, sorry, my left, your right. Try to lock out the arms best you can, but again, listening to your body. If that doesn't feel like what you want to do, then don't. Inhaling back to the center, and exhale, let the arms float down slowly again. Take the feet back together. Lovely, interlace the fingers. Inhale to take the palms up towards the heart. Exhale to press the palms down towards the floor. Inhale overhead. Take the left foot out now. And we're going to lean to the left as we exhale. parallel. Feel that lovely opening of the right side of your body. All the way from the right heel up through the right leg into the hip and beyond. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, float the arms down, feet together. Okay. How are we doing for time? All right, we're going to do one more lean like that, which is quite nice. These are all useful things because even on their own you can do them. You can take parts of each video and, you know, in the morning when you get up, maybe that's enough that just to do that leaning exercise. That might be enough to start your day. Some of the shoulder exercises we did earlier. So any of this can be taken on its own. For this one, you're going to take your right hand over left. So right hand over left like this, and then bring the palms together. So you can feel already the shoulders opening up as you do that. Bring the feet together, parallel. And then we're going to inhale to take the arms overhead. So your hands, or sorry, your ears will be between the upper arms. Okay. So then we're going to lean to the right. So this one you can get a little bit of a deeper stretch. I don't know if you can feel that. But with your right palm pressing down on the left, a little deeper. Inhale to come back up, and exhale, float the arms back down again. This time changing the crossover, so we're bringing left hand over right now. Bring the palms together. Slowly inhale, bring the arms up. Alongside the ears, draw the shoulders back. And then exhale to lean to the left. Inhale to come back up. And exhale, release. Great. Okay, so now we're going to do our lovely grounding sequence to finish off tonight's class before we rest. So this is the earth sequence that we did last week. I'm aware that it was a little bit fast last week because we were short on time. So we'll spend a bit of time going through it this evening. So let's come back down to our mats on your knees. I'm just going to turn off this heat. It's getting a bit warm in here. I have 3 fires on because it was so cold today. Okay, so we're going to start off as always, sitting on our heels, toes pointed away, and the hands then resting on your thighs. Okay, so again, every time we take on a posture, we have to be aware of the shoulders, the chest, the abdomen, and the spine. So spine nice and long, shoulders away from the ears, no tension in the neck. So the first one on this is we inhale and take the arms, palms facing each other, take the palms and the arms straight up. So the body is nice and long from the knees all the way up. And then we're going to come down. So this time facing the palms down towards the floor, we're releasing back down onto the hips. So Brenda, your cushion should be still there, that you're able to lean into that. Hands onto the floor and bring the forehead towards the floor. From here, leave the hands where they are, press into the fronts of the feet, and come up into your tabletop pose again, or your cat pose. The fingers are wide again like a starfish, but we're not moving the hands. And then rotating those elbows so that the inside elbow shines through. We're going to bend the elbows in towards the body and bring the chest to the floor. So all that's on the floor now are the fronts of your feet, the knees, the chest, and your chin. Next pose then is we're going to roll the belly down onto the floor. Again, leaving the hands where they are. You're just resting the belly down onto the floor. And then the hands will automatically have fallen underneath your shoulders. Pressing with the hands then, feet pressing into the floor. We're going to lift into cobra pose. So lifting, elbows stay soft, looking straight ahead. So the chest is wide. Make sure that those shoulders don't swallow up your neck. So bring the shoulders down, neck nice and long. Great. Then pressing with the hands back onto our knees. So again, the hands stay exactly where they are, and we're on all fours again. Now we're going to try and bring the right foot forward. So you might want to lift up your right hand and walk that right foot forward between both hands. Everybody okay? And the next pose is we're going to lift up again. So both arms facing, palms rather, facing each other, leaning back a little bit if you want an extra back bend. And then taking the hands back down either side of the foot. We're going to curl the toes of the back foot, the left foot. And that's going to allow us to press into the back foot, to lift the knee off the floor and allow us to come into downward facing dog. So both feet back. And in downward facing dog, we want to try and draw the heels down towards the floor. And in downward facing dog, we want to be grounding down through the hands and the feet, but also be aware of how your tailbone is lifting. So you're getting that full, gorgeous stretch of the spine. The head should hang, so no weight in the neck, no tension in the neck. Just letting it fall down, crown of the head facing down towards your mat. And then softly, keeping the hands where they are, bringing the knees to the floor again. We're going to keep the toes tucked in as we roll into a cow pose, so allowing the belly fall towards the floor, concaving the back, look up. And then we're going to allow the chest to come back down to the floor like we did before. Point the toes away. And then slipping back into our cobra pose again. So that's probably the toughest part of it, is coming from that pose into cobra pose. So that's something you can practice. And from here then, press with the hands again to lift the thighs off the floor. And now drawing your hips all the way back down onto your heels. We're back to where we started. Again, feeling the lovely stretch of the back all the way through to the fingertips. And then we finish by coming back up. So raising the arms and the abdomen all the way up, reaching towards the sky. And finishing then, bringing the hands into Namaste and resting down onto your thighs. Okay, so that is the whole sequence. There's a lot of poses in it, but when we get used to doing it and it's more fluid, it's really quite easy. You know, there's not too many poses in it. So we'll try it again before we rest. Okay, so come with me and we'll do it with a little bit more fluidity. The most important thing is all the way through, try to breathe. So if you get stuck on one part and I've gone ahead too quickly, that's all right. Just rest where you are, breathe, and get back in with me whenever you can. Most important thing anyway is to keep the breath nice and in a nice rhythmic flow. So don't get too caught up with the poses just yet. So resting with the hands on the knees. And then we're going to come up, taking the arms alongside us, stretching up towards the ceiling. Then we're going to take the hands facing down onto the floor. Forward to the floor. Then coming up onto all fours, straight arms. Bending then to take the chest and chin to the floor. Rolling the hips down to the floor, toes pointed away, press to lift into cobra, lovely back bend. Pressing to come onto our knees again. Taking the right foot forward. Lifting then into that nice long dragon pose. Floating the arms back down to frame the right foot. Curl the back toe and lift into downward facing dog. Bring the knees back down to the floor. Take the left foot forward. Lift the arms overhead. Float them back down to the floor. Curl the back toes and swing back into downward facing dog. Drop the knees to the floor. Point the toes away. Bend the elbows and bring the chest and chin down. Roll the hips onto the floor. Press with the hands to lift into cobra pose. And pressing with the hands a bit more, come back into tabletop pose. Really good. Then dropping all the way back into child's pose. And coming all the way back up, then lifting out of the hips, straight arms up. Then bring the hands together in namaste. Sitting back on the heels and release the hands down. Tilt the chin down for a moment, release the shoulders away from the ears. You might like to tilt the neck back and forward. Even make circles with the head if that feels nice. One way and the other. And bring the head to the center. Tilt the chin down again. Lift from the tailbone, so really feel the length of the spine. Shoulders pulling back a little bit to open the heart space. Enjoying the privilege of breath. And then relax. Okay. So is everybody okay with that? Yeah, okay. So again, during the week, you can take a look at the video and practice that over and over again. If it's something that you enjoy, but it's a nice sequence to have in your back pocket for the days that you're feeling a bit low or you just need a good stretch. It's nice to have a sequence to fall back on like that. Okay. So come back to sitting now. I'm going to do a little bit of breath work. We'll give the bodies a bit of a rest. If you need a blanket to throw around your shoulders if you're cold, do that. But again, just make sure you're comfortable. So we're coming back to our 7 gestures of sitting for breathing. We make sure that the base is nice and relaxed, so the feet are on the floor or the legs are crisscrossed down to the floor, hands released and sitting on your knees. Spine nice and long, shoulders relaxed. Face soft. Okay, so we're going to just do some nice um, breathing. And like I said before, your breath really can change the way you feel. So this is a very nice calming breath. So a lovely one to do if you're finding it hard to sleep or if you're feeling very anxious or very stressed. This is a nice simple breath to remember. So we'll start with just inhaling and exhaling. And we're going to inhale for a count of 4. We're going to exhale for a count of 4. So just balancing out the inhale and exhale. And when we're breathing in, just be conscious of, we want to breathe into the tummy, into the chest, and then into the throat area. So the air is coming here first and then working its way up. And then as we exhale, we're exhaling from here and pushing all the air out. Pushing is probably not a great word, but releasing from the tummy up. Okay? So stay with me as we count. The inhale for 4, the exhale for 4, and then we'll alter it a little bit um, to expand the exhalation. So just feel nice and comfortable. You can close your eyes if you like. And we're going to use the nose only. So mouth closed, lips softly sealed. And we breathe in through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. And out through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale is going to be 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold here. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 1, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holding here. 1, 2. Then inhale. 1, 3, and 4. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 1, 2. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 1, 2. On your own now, in your head, counting the inhale 4, hold for 2, and the exhale for 8. you're finished your last breath, just relax. So it depends, because sometimes the exhale of 8 can be very long for some people, but you can break it up. So you could do 4 and 6, and you could do 2 and 4. So as long as there's some ratio connected to it, you hear. I remember some person once saying to me that they do 4, 7, 11. They inhale for 4, they hold for 7, and they exhale for 11. That doesn't really make any sense. There has to be some rhythm and pattern to it, and it has to be in ratio. So if you think of it like that, so 2, inhale 4, inhale 3, exhale 6, inhale 4, exhale 6 is okay. 4 and 8 then for full effect. So the reason we do this is because the inhale is signaling through the nervous system to your sympathetic nervous system, attached with your fight and flight response. So it's like, whereas the exhale is the calming effect, your parasympathetic nervous system. So obviously the longer the inhale, the calmer the body becomes. So it's not, there is a science to it. Okay, so let's lie down. Lie down and be still for a couple of minutes. Dim your lights if you like. So lying nice and flat. Make sure the body is supported. So we lie flat on our backs. This pose is called Shavasana. You probably have heard Shavasana translated as corpse pose. So we're lying like a corpse. Everything, all the muscles letting go. No activity, no energy in the body. So it's like you're giving your body permission to just completely let go. It's nice to have the palms open and facing up towards the ceiling, down by your sides, so the shoulders can really relax. And here we just let the body take its own course. So we're not striving to do anything or to behave a certain way or to look a certain way. Here we're just allowing the body, the physical body, to be completely still and inactive. You may like to visualize every muscle in the body, which normally hugs around each of the bones it's attached to. So really feel the muscles letting go of the bones. Even feel the skin on the face as though it's sliding away, allowing the feeling of gravity. So you can feel the skin slide towards the floor, hair draping down towards the floor. So no tension in the scalp, no tension in the forehead, the jaw. Shoulders released, hips nice and loose, and the heavy muscles of the legs just sinking towards your mat. And the feet can just hang out to the sides. And without any guilt, or without any feeling that we should be doing something else, Let's give ourselves a minute of quiet stillness. Now, gently bringing your awareness back to your body on the floor, feeling the weight of your body. You can notice the sensations in your body. So maybe you can feel the air on your fingertips, the temperature of the air on your face. Feel the sensations within the body. Maybe you can notice your heart rate. Notice the rhythm of your breath. Notice how the mind is feeling. And then slowly you can start to bend your knees, taking the feet to the floor and just gently letting the legs tilt left and right to wake up the lower spine. If it feels like you want to, you can of course pull your knees in towards your chest to stretch out the spine, and then rolling onto your right side. Let the eyes open slowly and we can come back to sitting.